with Jared, who is the founder, am I right, of Elite Daily.
Yes, what's going on?
He's here. He's the most fly-looking guy here. And those shoes, I checked those shoes. I saw it. Don't you think it went unmissed? I love it. So tell me, Jared, you just got off the stage. You gave an amazing keynote.
Thank you.
This is the first ever Propeller Fest. What's your highlight of the day? So for other than me.
Right. I mean, for me, it was just the energy of the crowd. I mean, I wanted to bring it hard and hitting, hard hitting, bring the energy out there to the crowd. So it's been amazing. There's so many awesome people, that like-minded individuals. It's all about surrounding yourself with, good energy, like-minded people that are all here to propel.
Absolutely, and you've certainly done that with Elite Daily. Tell us a little bit how you got into the world of creating Elite Daily and what it has become today. How has that whole path been for you?
Yeah, I mean, like any entrepreneur, you just never know how it's going to end up. We had an idea, me and my two co-founders, where we really wanted to create something that we were looking for, which was a millennial website that was a one-stop shop, kind of similar to like a Huffington Post for Generation Y.
Love it.
We felt there was a need in the market. I think timing is really important as an entrepreneur, and we didn't waste any time. We took action. We went for it, even though we just started in an apartment with a couple folding chairs. We did it day in and day out, super dedicated. And now looking back after 4 years, after selling for $50 million, I gotta tell you, it's like a dream come true.
Hey, that is the real dream, and doing what you love. Obviously, it's a passion. I mean, you're the flyest guy here.
Thank you.
You obviously fit your demographic model. So tell me, how did you get involved with Propeller Fest? Like, did they come to you? Did you come to them? Did you hear about it? Because it's so exciting to finally have what I'm terming a South by Southwest right here in New York, right?
Yeah. I mean, I ended up building a relationship with Aaron Price. Shout out to Aaron. I appreciate the fact that he invited me here. For me, I'm Jersey bred, so
Jersey boy.
We're Jersey bred. They got to make sure that I support anybody from Jersey, tri-state area. So we're all about inspiring. And when I heard that Aaron has created the largest tech meetup in all of Jersey, as well as throwing this huge event, I needed to make sure that I was here to help support what he was doing and inspire this next generation of entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all here. So I have two questions for you. Last but not least, poker or roulette? Well, there's a few rowdy guys in the back. Poker or roulette?
What's Coco?
No, it's my accent. Poker or roulette?
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, wow. I would say neither. Don't gamble. Just invest in yourself.
Oh, okay. You heard it here first. All right. That's good advice, guys. And another thing, who is an entrepreneur that really inspires you?
An entrepreneur that really inspires me, man. There's so many for sure. I would say there's one recently that has become a dear friend to me and a dear mentor. His name is Ryan Blair. His next book is coming out called From Rock Bottom to Rock Star. And his first book, Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain, I highly recommend. It helped me shape me as an entrepreneur. Shout out to Ryan Blair.
Love it, love it. I'll put a link, guys, to Ryan Blair's book and everything. Such an honor to meet you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
And
there's so much to see. Yes.
Just want to make sure I plug it. We're doing a startup pitch competition. We're giving away $10,000. So if you have an idea out there and you're an early stage entrepreneur, you want to have opportunity to not only win cash, but also resources, mentorship, and office space. Yes. We just launched the incubator in Newark. You go to founders, FOWNDERS.live, and you can apply. July 7th, we're having the Shark Tank type event.
Love it.
Looking to meet the next Elite Daily. Let's go.
Oh yeah, hello, let's go. This is fantastic. Thank you. I'll put the link in my blog. Thank you, Jared. You're awesome.
Again.
Thank you. Cheers. Hi guys, as you know, we're here at Propeller Fest and the sun is certainly beating down on us today. It's absolutely glorious. I'm here with Laurie Cheek. Hi Laurie, it's fabulous to meet you. You definitely have some bling going on. I love it. I love it. So tell me, Laurie, I'm super excited to meet you. I know that you're the ultimate entrepreneur and you have Cheeked, which is a dating app which actually uses Bluetooth. But tell me, how did you start off? You started off as a blogger, so let's go back there and kind of work our way up from there.
Well, I was actually an architect.
Oh, hello. She was an architect. Well, bloggers are like architectural, right?
Kind of, yes. Right. But I say I'm no longer building structures. I'm now building relationships.
Oh, I like this. That's very powerful, yes.
It's my tagline. But
Love
yeah,
it.
so 8 years ago, I was was full-time as an architect designer, and I was out to dinner with a guy, and he slipped a business card to a woman, and he'd written on the back of it, "Want to have dinner?" So he hit on a woman with a business card.
Wow.
And I got this light bulb idea that wouldn't go away, and I remember thinking that is such a smooth way to pick up on a stranger in the real world without, interrupting or making any kind of awkward introduction. So
Absolutely.
2 years later, I launched a dating business with a deck of flirting pickup line cards that had a code that would lead to your online dating profile.
Wow.
So it took 2 years, and I did that for 4 years, and now I've pivoted it into this new Bluetooth dating app. So you don't have to go hand someone a card.
No.
The app kind of does the work for
All the
you.
geo-targeting. So it's really interesting. Tell me, how long ago you had this idea when you were sitting in that restaurant and you saw that happen?
It was February of 2008. I will never forget it.
Wow.
It changed my life forever.
You are really ahead of the game because obviously, there's a ton of apps out there now. It's kind of a saturated market. And you've got to work hard to obviously stand out. You were right there in 2008. Like, that's phenomenal that you had this concept then. Like,
Well, I hated online dating myself. I just thought it was so strange to shop for strangers online.
Yes.
And I liked this, meeting people in the real world
Yeah.
thing. And, after living in New York for 15 years, it's not easy to meet strangers on a subway.
No.
But handing a card, you have nothing to lose. And then you're out the door, and that fate is left into their hands to find you again. So
Absolutely.
We've kind of used technology to put this initial concept of mine into
it.
action. So shy people don't have to go hand cards now.
Yes, no, I look, I'm a big believer in that, and obviously meeting people in person, like that's the game changer. Obviously, when you finally meet someone, then within 2.5 seconds, okay. So if you can facilitate that to a faster pace, kudos to you. That's awesome. I'm very interested in you and how you've gone about promoting yourself and your brands, and you're a big advocate for kind of doing your own PR, if you will. Tell me, how did that come about? Did it come about from pure frustration, or you're just like a creative person by nature?
Well, I am an architect and designer, so I have been very creative since I was a kid. Once I launched that business, I had a website, and I'm like, how on earth am I going to tell the world about this?
Right.
And I didn't have funding back then, so it was all coming out of my little bank account from being an architect for 15 years. So, I don't know, I got crafty, and then I realized if I'm going to walk around, I'm going to be a walking billboard for my business. So I never leave the house without some kind of branding on me.
I love
I've
it.
got necklaces, backpacks, I wear a fake cheek tattoo.
Fantastic.
And I'm glad I got the fake one because we changed our logo recently. So if it was real before, I would have.
You would have, yeah.
It'd be old branding on me.
Yeah, branding. Yeah, of course, it always goes through cycles. So tell me, I did see that you even one time you wore like fairy wings to a conference. Tell me about that. That's standing out.
Yeah, so I've done that a few times. I realized when I first started going to conferences and there's like 800 other startups, I'm like, how are they going to find my little table in the back of this expo conference hall? And so I remember I started taking these rose petals, and I'd have them lead up to my station.
Beautiful.
And I would wear these wacky outfits with those wings. And one year I went to the Dublin Web Summit, and I remember checking out of my hotel thinking, was this even worth it? And I looked down, and there's the cover of the Irish Times. There's Judi Dench, and there was Laurie Cheek with those wings on the cover of the Irish national newspaper.
I feel like, yes, it was worth it. Light bulb moment, guys. Stand out. Yeah.
But those wings and that story led me on to an article in Forbes that pushed the needle on my business, so about me doing my own PR and wacky things to get in front of people. But
I love it. No, I'm a blogger myself. I'm a big advocate of be your own maker. Go out there. If you're frustrated with your PR teams, focus. I mean, not everyone is marketable like yourself. There's certain people, but you've got to step outside the box, or like you say, throw away the box.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I love it. So tell me, I've got two very important questions. Last but not least, are you a roulette or a poker player?
Roulette,
right? Black or red, people, black or red. And tell me, who is an entrepreneur that really inspires you?
I would have to say Richard Branson. As much as I would love to say some woman, I have never been more starstruck when I see that guy in person.
Oh, yeah.
And, back when I had those cards, I cheeked him with one of those cards, and it was the one that said, "Didn't you used to work for me?" I was so nervous. My face was bright red, and I ran away. And I said, "You've been cheeked," and I started taking off. But
I love it. Well, you got to be cheeky, and it sounds like, so people can find your app on the web, on the App Store.
iTunes Store. It's free, and you can get cheeky with a lot of people nearby you in a 30-foot radius.
Oh, I like that. I'm
And
gonna
that's
definitely
Cheek.
Cheek. Guys, I'll put a link on my blog. Check it out. Absolute pleasure meeting you. You are larger than life. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. You need more women like you in the industry. So thank you so much and enjoy the conference.
Thank
Well, the
you.
festival, I should say. They've got some amazing acts and music. So enjoy all it has to offer.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys, as you know, we're here at Propeller Fest and we're here with Peter Shankman. Peter, it's so lovely to meet you.
And you.
The sun is shining. We've got beautiful views.
How lucky are they that it's not raining today? My God.
Right? I mean, we're in New York, people. Yes, the sun does come out. Peter, I'm so excited to meet you because you have a phenomenal story, and we'll start kind of at the beginning. I'd love you to kind of walk us through it in the 2 minutes we have. But what I would love is, like, you started with helpareporter.com. Is that right?
Yep. Help a Reporter Out was a website designed to connect journalists with sources. I started it as a favor to friends.
Right.
I just have the belief that if you have the ability to help someone, be nice, right? And it wound up blowing up into an email mailing list, about 500,000 people. It was
Just
used
500,000 people,
500,000 people with about a 79% open rate on
Wow.
3 emails a day. So it's pretty insane.
That's insane. When people open their emails, how long ago was this, or is this,
Well, they were opening their emails 3 times a day back in 2010 when it was acquired.
Wow. So you were a game changer. You were right there before
Pretty awesome.
EDM even existed.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I got, I basically took something like, there's no reason this has to cost money. It should make it easy. Basically, that's what I want to do. I want to make it easier for journalists and for sources to find each other and solve a problem, which is what I think more entrepreneurs need to think about is how can I solve, not how can I make a ton of money. That'll come if your problem solving is good. How can I solve a problem?
Absolutely, I love that, and that's the thing for startups. Solve a problem, guys, and you're well on your way. So tell me, how did you then parlay, if you will, into what you're doing now? Because today you have, you're an angel investor, you have podcasts which do extraordinarily well. Tell me, how did it go from there to here?
I think the number one thing that I learned as a young kid is I was always different. I was always weird. It was ADD before they knew what ADD was. And so for me, I just learned at a very early age not to give a crap what anyone else thought and just do it. And if people liked it, great. If they didn't like it, I'd do something else. And so, okay, totally person with a selfie stick over there. Stop using selfie sticks hurt America. So I used to do I do all these different things, and if they worked, great. So I launched a podcast for people with ADHD, trying to change the conversation from a curse to a gift.
Can you see his T-shirt here? It says ADHD. It's a real play on AC/DC. I love it.
Because I'm a big believer that a lot of my success comes from ADHD and comes from that ability to be a little different.
Yes.
And then I run a mastermind group for entrepreneurs just starting out, and it's called Shank Minds, because I think that a lot of the entrepreneurship is a lonely road. It's great when it hits, but getting there is just lonely as hell. So if you could create a group of people who are similar-minded and working their butts off and really trying to make it work and build that to a few hundred people, 500 people where we are, and not charge them a fortune.
Right.
So we're shankminds.com, and it's just such a great group of people that we really help each other out, which is sort of the premise of life. You should just be around to help each other out.
Be a good person first and foremost, and surround yourself with good people is my motto. So this is awesome. So you're doing a lot. You're a busy man. Tell me, you do podcasts on ADHD as well?
Yeah, we have a podcast called Faster Than Normal. Okay. It's one of the top-rated podcasts for ADD and ADHD. We have special guests like CEOs, celebrities, musicians, baseball players, famous athletes, who all have admitted that not only they have ADHD, but they use it as an advantage. So for years we've been calling it a condition and it's bad that you have it and you have to get on medication. I'm like, embrace that. If you have a brain that runs 1,000,000 miles an hour, everyone wants to have a Ferrari, but very few people know how to drive one. Right. Learn how to drive the Ferrari and you can change your life. I'd much rather have that than like a Honda.
It's your point of difference. I'm all about stepping into who you are and just taking ownership, the good and the bad people, but utilizing all that to obviously do better in the world. So you're obviously doing that and sharing your condition and what you go through and succeeding. You're the ultimate, you're succeeding what you're doing. So I have 2 last questions, and these are very important questions. Are you a roulette man or a poker man?
Nah, if I had a choice, I don't gamble, but if I had a gamble, I'd probably say poker. It's it's much more fun to read people than it is just to rely on luck.
He likes the game, people. He likes the game. So tell me, who is an entrepreneur that really inspires you?
I'm a huge fan of the usual suspects like Richard Branson and people like that, but show me anyone who hasn't come from a huge background. So show me an entrepreneur because I was born and raised in New York City and I'm a public school kid, and I grew up with 2 parents who were teachers, so I didn't have a lot. I grew up, what we call at that point middle class, right? And so, show me someone who started that and managed to make their way and become successful without stepping on other people. Those 2 things, I'll be a fan of you for life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you heard it here first, guys. I'm going to put a link because you have many businesses. So I'm going to put a link to them all and your podcast. Please do check it out. It's an absolute pleasure to meet
Pleasure
you.
is mine.
Enjoy this sunshine, and there is so much happening. So just we don't shake here. We do this.
No worries.
He knows.
No worries.
Thank you so much. Thank you.